This is the infamous Rocky steps scene where he runs up the steps. And we're about to jump on the mic and people are gonna get triggered like always, but I'm testing out this mic right here, and so hopefully everything sounds good. I'm gonna let people get in. We tried out the GoPro live and we had some glitches, so we're gonna have to figure that out. We do have a 360 GoPro, but we're gonna have to figure it out. Big ups, what's up, bro? So here it is, Philadelphia Museum of Art. Let me flip this around for you guys. Wait up. These are the infamous steps. Alright, run. Take you around a second. This place is super weird. You have some dude trying to hook up with an eagle. Super. What do we expect in Babylon? Thanks for doing this. Yeah, sure. Sorry if the wind's not that good, and hopefully the audio is good. So I'm gonna hand it to Chris. I'm gonna walk away. We're gonna see how much the mic picks up, and try to give me some feedback on if the mic goes out or doesn't sound good or you can't hear me, and he's gonna listen to. In a world, we are testing out the mic in a world. In a world where no one knows what the will prevail. Just trying the microphone, testing out the microphone. Oh look, a whole bunch of naked dudes that are half animals and half men. That's not weird. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you started to cut out.
Okay. Okay. It says 100 feet.
Yeah.
But you could still hear me as I walked away?
Yeah.
Audio seemed in and out for me. Yeah, I started cutting out. Perfect sound, shoddy connection. Alright, sorry. Hey Austin, love what you're doing, brother. Thanks, man. Much love. Fix the camera. Oh, good look. There you go. Fix the camera. Partial black, yeah. Yeah, we're testing out a whole bunch of new stuff, guys, so I'm just trying to do the best I can. I'm about to jump on the mic in a sec, of course, so he needs to move his hand. Nah, it was in the thing that's holding the mic. So I might can set this down like this. In a world. We had plans to use the GoPro and have the 360, and it did not work. So, doing the best I can. All right, so let's just get into it. We're just gonna start. People are gonna get triggered. What are you gonna do? So I know it's been a pretty wild beginning to this, but did you do the rocky run up the steps in shadow box? Not yet, but I think we are actually gonna get a shot of that just to make a edited clip because it'll be funny. We're gonna jog up with doing the shadow boxing and then play the music. Yeah. When I get on the mic, everyone's gonna get triggered, but I already looked it up. This is owned by the city of Philadelphia, so it's called the First Amendment. In a world. This place is super weird. Everything about it's weird. Just some more weirdo statues over here. Some more weirdo statues over there. Bunch of naked dudes that are half animals. That's not weird. Some dude trying to have sex with an eagle. That's not weird. People think this, oh, it's just art. Just art. No, these people are just psychopaths. You should read history and the real history. So go to the Luciferian Masonic literature and you'll find out that hybrids were real. Now, Austin, you're some conspiracy theorist? So hopefully these mics don't like clash. Like I said, this is all like an experimental stream. You care to hold it? Because I don't know how else to do it. I have to flip it around like this. It's already on. In a world, in a world. Yeah. Give us some feedback on the YouTube if it's clashing, if it's too loud. All right, so I'm offering $100 cash to anybody that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth, about the Earth. Everyone thinks the Earth's a ball, so I'll give you $100 cash if you can answer 3 questions correctly. I'll even tell you what the first question is. How many times does the Earth spin every 24 hours? I couldn't think of an easier question, so that one's super easy. Because when I'm about to tell you what I'm about to tell you, you're gonna say I'm crazy. But no one can win the $100. No one even knows what I'm crazy for not believing in. It's hilarious. It's like if I go to a church and you tell me the Bible's real, but you never read Genesis. Like, bro, you don't even know your own book yet. How you gonna tell me it's real? All right. So the offer stands the whole time we're out here. $100 cash to anyone that answers 3 basic questions about the globe Earth right. But here's the truth. The Earth isn't a globe. The Earth is flat. It doesn't move. The sky moves over top of it, and it's contained. So this is where you guys act like I'm crazy, but still don't even know the answers. $100 cash, free money. It's not like you have to pay me if you get it wrong. So 70% of this globe Earth is oceans. Well, water always finds its level. That's why we put fluid in levels to build things. It's called fluid statics. Water always conforms to its container and finds its level. So how is 70% of a ball flat? Take all the time you need. They also say that we're in the side of a vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr. So you can't have a pressurized system sitting next to a vacuum. This violates the second law of thermodynamics. Fill the available space. I'll simplify it. When you open a soda, it goes psh, and then it equalizes to the lower pressure around it. Because the reason the soda was fresh is because it's sealed really tightly. What's up? You're not saying any words.
It was cutting in and out for a second. You might want to ask the chat because I can't tell.
Okay, so when you open up a soda, it goes psh, right? It equalizes to the lower pressure around it. The only way that your soda is fresh and carbonated is because it's sealed and contained very tightly, okay? And when you open it up, you remove the seal, and then it equalizes to the lower pressure around it. How could you have a pressurized system, which is how you're breathing? It's called oxygen, 14.7 psi at the surface. How could you have that sitting next to a vacuum without something containing it? You literally couldn't. It would fill the vacuum instantaneously, second law of thermodynamics. So what they said space is, outer space, literally can't exist. There's no way you can go there because it couldn't exist. And they claim they went to the moon in 1969. They just can't go back again. That they destroyed the technology and it's a painful process to build it back. That's why we can't go back. Wow, what a cool story. They could go to the moon in 1969, but they can't do the technology again. You're saying this mic is messing up? Yeah, so let's tell you a story. No one even knows anything about this. Again, $100 cash to anyone that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth. I feel like I'm about to have to turn up. All right. So in 1969, NASA claimed they went to the moon. Before we did this, we brought Nazis over here in Operation Paperclip. So I thought we hated Nazis. Operation Paperclip, we brought Nazis over here. SS officer of the Nazi regime, Werner von Braun, is the one that supposedly took us to space. I guess that's why we can't go back to the moon. We're just fresh out of Nazis. We're going to have to get some more Nazis to go back to the moon. Yeah, this is all real, by the way. You can Google everything that I'm saying on your dumb phone. It's called Operation Paperclip. So we brought Nazis over here when they supposedly were murdering millions of people. We didn't hang them for war crimes or treason or crimes against humanity. We propped them up like scientific geniuses and revered them and let them take us to space, quote unquote. We just can't go back. Werner von Braun also wrote a science fiction book in the 50s, and he had the main character's name in this book, Elon. And supposedly what Elon did in this science fiction book, again written in the 50s, is take people to Mars. Oh, what a coincidence. In 2020, we have someone called Elon Musk that's supposedly about to take us to Mars. I guess he wasn't just a Nazi that murdered millions of people. He was also a prophet. The truth is, these people are Luciferian, and if you don't know that Earth's flat. 3 basic questions about the globe Earth. You guys just graduated. It should be a cakewalk. No one knows it. You should have been taught this in 1st grade. I went to D.C., We went to Atlantic City. We're in Philly, about to go to New York. We're going all over the U.S. No one ever wins the $100. What's up with that? So when you think I'm crazy for saying the earth is flat, I think you're crazy for not even knowing what you're supposedly supposed to believe in. It's like a religion. You just blindly believe it because the government said that they went to the moon. Does the government ever lie? The government would never lie. Let's talk about some of the times the government lied. There's something called the Vietnam War. They came on TV and told all the Americans that Vietnam actually attacked our ship and we had to go to war with them. Well, guess what they've come out and admitted since? Well, we attacked our own ship, made it look like it was them so we could go to war. Gulf of Tonkin, declassified. Oh, they just start entire wars to kill people, but they would never lie. Oh, but NASA's different. NASA's the one governmental agency that wouldn't lie to us. We give them $60 million a day, and they still can't go back to the moon. World-renowned astronaut Don Pettit, direct quote, "I would go back to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is, we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back." It's 2021. I have an iPhone 12 with better processing capability than a warehouse of computers in '69. Oh, but technology got worse when it comes to going to space. Is it breaking up? In the world. $100 to anybody that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth. The first question is, how many times does the globe Earth spin every 24 hours? How many times does the Earth supposedly spin in one day?
I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Celebration of debt. In a world. Oh, my man, I see you. You did it the right way. I'm not hating on you guys. I'm not trying to dampen your, or, dampen your parade or whatever. I do want you guys to know the Earth's not a magic spinning cartoon ball in a vacuum, and if you guys are pretty educated, you should know what the second law of thermodynamics is. You can't have a pressurized system adjacent to a near-perfect vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr. Entropy will increase, pressure will fill the available space. Systems seek spontaneous equilibrium. So why are we lying? What's going on? I'm about to move it closer to the middle. In a world. Just sex of the two. I'm about to get on YouTube and chat with you anyway. Truth bombs are dropping. I hope this doesn't. Yeah, that's right. We rock in the middle. This is public property. Come on, man. I'm just gonna take pictures. I gotta post a pic for the gram. You don't have to wear those masks, by the way. The government said it would be 2 weeks. I guess they meant just over a year. Since when do we need the government's permission to breathe oxygen? I must have missed that. But don't worry, we'll just never get our freedoms back as long as we keep blindly walking around like robots wearing masks. But anyway, I digress. Either we're going to take our freedom back or we're not going to have it. You guys ever heard of Nazi people, Hitler? And then every time someone like me mobbed around the streets trying to wake people up, they made fun of them, they didn't listen, they just had to post a pic for the gram. That's our current version of their propaganda. When's Drizzy's new album coming out, though? Heard Polo G about to drop some heat. No one cares about anything. You just want to watch your Netflix show, you work your 9 to 5, come back, watch your Netflix show again, go to sleep, then go back to work. And you might get one day off and you come and post a pic for the gram. While they're literally creating a new world order around you. I don't know if you guys realize the whole world shut down last year. No, none of this matters though. Just all of the children that are out here are no longer going to have a real life or freedom, and they're not even going to know what it means. So you're really being pretty selfish by not standing up for them. And whenever they say, hey, mom and dad, hey, granddad, what were you doing whenever America lost all of its freedoms and there was a new world order created? You'll say, oh, I was posting a pic for the gram. It's not funny, though. It's really not funny. So the entire world shut down last year. Every country inside, the governments are going to come together to make sure we're healthy. That's the same reason they put fluoride in our water, is so that we can have pretty teeth. Because, the government loves you. What's going on? It's messing up? Well, we could just turn this off, though. The entire world shut down last year at the same time. I'm going to drop the real red pill on you guys. I can't hold back. It is what it is. They're getting you ready for the mark of the beast. People think that the Bible is fake. I used to think the same thing. Religion sucks. The truth is, these scriptures were written thousands of years ago, and they told you there'd be something called the mark of the beast in the end, and that you would have to take it and identify yourself to buy, sell, or trade, and that it would have to do with your wrist and have to do with your forehead. Well, what a coincidence. The same year the whole world shut down in agreement to start their new world order, they told you to wear a mask, one letter away from mark, to identify yourself to buy, sell, and trade. And then when you walk in, they started scanning your wrist and scanning your forehead. Probably a coincidence. You got coincidence theorists. So they're scanning your wrist and scanning your forehead, and they're getting you ready for the mark of the beast. They lie to you about just about everything. In fact, I would encourage you to try to think about one thing the government's actually been honest about. They told you you're a tiny speck of dust in an ever-expanding universe, and that we came from rocks because lightning struck primordial soup, and then rocks turned into fish, and then the fish were like, man, this water's whack. And then they jumped out, grew some feet, turned into rodents, because they literally say your ancestors are rats. Yeah, that seems legit. And then the rats turned into apes that turned into humans. You want to know what the truth is? The earth is the center of everything. It doesn't move. The sky's reset for all recordable history for thousands of years, and if it's the center of everything, it had to be put there, which means you were created. There's not a scientifically viable option outside of that. The only way the earth could be the center of everything is if it were created. So yeah, the earth doesn't move. You know why you don't feel like you're moving? Because the earth doesn't move. So stop lying to children and telling them they can't trust their senses, and when they feel the earth is actually spinning 1,000 miles per hour. And whenever they see the sun move through the sky and set, actually it's sitting still and you're just falling backwards 1,000 miles per hour, and that's why we have sun. And whenever the horizon looks horizontal, which is where the word comes from, and water's always level, and everywhere you ever look at, things rise. It's curving, you just can't see it. Because they walk through life being little robots, they don't think they can trust their senses, and now they're confused, and they believe whatever the parents told them, just like when you tell them someone sneaks up through the fire in the middle of the night and been watching them. So I really don't do this as much for open-minded adults and for children. I know a lot of the people are going to just brush this off, they don't really care. Well, what's it matter? Why would they lie? If I showed you a video of your girlfriend cheating on you, I'm like, I got some bad news, your girl's cheating on you, bro. I got a video of it. Would you say, I don't want to see the evidence, I don't want to see that, I don't believe she would lie? Why would she lie? Until you can tell me why she lied, I'm not looking at the evidence. No, you look at the video, see she's getting down with bruh, break up with her, and then maybe try to figure out why she lied. Well, why don't you do the same thing with this? Look at the evidence, see if they lied, then figure out why they lied. Why they lied is a non sequitur, meaning irrelevant, okay? But I'll tell you why they lied, which is a speculative question. We give NASA $60 million every single day. But the government would never lie for money, right? So we'll throw that out. There's something called the Antarctic Treaty. Every country in the world's agreed you can't go past the 60th south latitude, which would put the Earth's a ball, by the way. You would circumnavigate it north to the ball. Well, don't worry, Russia, China, the United States, they all agreed you're not allowed to legally do that. But the government would never lie to hide land and resources, right? So we'll throw that one out. They told you can't believe anything. There's a psychological impact that happens whenever you observe something and have to believe the opposite. You can no longer tell the truth from fiction. This is why when the stupid CNN media and Fox News tells you one thing and flips over the next day and then tells you something else the next day, you just go back and forth with them because you can no longer tell the truth from fiction. It creates a very, very good brainwashed slave. That's what it does. So they told you that when you feel like you're not moving, you're actually spinning. And whenever you see the earth is flat, it's actually curving. Wait, did my boy Meek get in trouble for that? So then you have a psychological ramification which makes you docile, nihilistic, apathetic, materialistic, and you're easier to brainwash. It's called a slave state. And here's the big reason that they lie. They told you you're a tiny speck of dust in the ever-expanding universe. Everything came from nothing. It's pure random happenstance, and that you're lucky to be here. Nothing could have made you. Lightning struck water and made you come from apes. The truth is that the earth is the center of everything, which it provably has been testing it for 5 years. And in Congress, they admit they censored this, by the way. That's why you've never heard the real truth about it. Oh, what a freak country, right? If the earth is the center of everything, which it is, and the sky resets around Polaris, the North Star in the center, right over the center of the earth, and the earth is not moving, then it had to be created. That means you had to be created. They hid the creator. If you knew there was a creator, you probably wouldn't be walking around scared of the air right now, a year after they took over. If you knew there was a creator, you would know you don't have to answer to the government. You don't get your rights from the government. You get your rights from the creator. So there's 4 legitimate reasons that they lied. I could talk all day about why they lied. Knowledge is power. It's much more powerful when you're the only one with it. Why wouldn't they lie? You guys never heard of the Freemasons? They have entire libraries of secret information you're not allowed to see. They're just the most powerful rich people in the world. They're probably just trolling us, though. They are trolling us. They're trolling us with globe Earth model and with atheism. You're not even allowed to be a Mason if you're an atheist. They consider it the dumbest ideology that exists. You literally can't even be in the Masons if you're an atheist. They consider it the dumbest thing that exists. And so these people admitted in their own literature, first of all, you get to the 32nd degree, you have to be voted on and brought into the 33rd and highest degree. Well, if you read their literature, which I have, which I know most of you have not, they admit that they're Luciferians and that the earth is flat. Luciferians thinking it's intellect and reason embodiment, represented by the ultimate enlightenment of the sun. They're sun worshippers. Well, Luciferians, have you ever heard of the number 666? What's up?
You said you give $100 whoever knows 3 inches, right?
Yeah, $100. All right, how many times does the earth spin every 24 hours?
1 time.
1 time. How far away is the sun?
Far away? I know by the speed of light is 8 minutes. And
Yeah, everyone knows that. I need the miles.
the miles?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. With miles, we learned it with color meters.
If you get kilometers, I'll give it to you.
All right, 20 million, I think. No, 20 million. 420 million.
Nah, 93 million miles, so that wouldn't be 420 million kilometers. 93 million miles, so that would be like 1.5 of that, right?
No, let me see.
You tell me. I don't think it's 420 though in kilometers. I hope it is though. Maybe you'll be the first one to get $100. I've been trying to give it away.
No, it's not the $100. I just like these questions.
No, I know. I'm glad you came up here, bro.
I see them on YouTube. They have like the dumbest questions and they don't know.
Yeah. Well, every time you Google or YouTube flat Earth, all you'll get is like fake people that aren't really flat Earth. They're just censored. They admitted it in Congress. You'll never find my channel on YouTube. If you don't type it in perfectly, you won't even find it. And it's still shadow banned once you do find it.
Yep, 150 kilometers. Oh wait,
Yeah.
that's the speed of light to 420. Shit.
It's no worries.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing though, bro. Can I ask you another question just for kicks and giggles? This is an easy one. So according to them, what shape is the Earth? Is it a sphere or is it pear-shaped?
According to who?
Mainstream science.
They say it's a circle. It's a round.
So do you pick a sphere or pear-shaped?
Honestly, me as myself, like when you get on a plane, you see like the line it doesn't go straight.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
no,
it does.
No, it doesn't.
Brother.
If you fly from Europe, it does not go straight. It goes around, right?
Oh, you're talking about circumnavigation? Yeah. East to west circumnavigation happens on a flat Earth. You're talking about the horizon being curved?
Yeah.
That's not true, man. I'm just going to say.
I'm saying it goes like, how to explain it to you? On the TV monitor, it goes like that.
Yeah.
That makes you think for some reason.
That it's curved.
No, it's not curved. The curve is like this. It's not like that.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? It makes you think like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, they admit that you can't see the curvature of the Earth from a plane. That's 35,000 feet. Well, you can go 128,000 feet and you don't see the curvature. We sent balloons up there. Actually,
No. I understand the curves of the.
You're talking about the.
You cannot see, but the line, like for example, your way is from there to there, right? You go straight. You don't go.
Oh right, yeah. It's fake, bro. The globe Earth is fake.
You know what I mean?
It's flat, my man. I've tested it for 5 years.
So that's why I was thinking, why? I mean, the pilots should have known, but no one says shit.
Dude, every pilot has to assume the Earth is flat and a non-rotating surface. They don't account for curvature dropping underneath them. They don't account for the Earth spinning 1,000 miles per hour. They fly like it's flat.
The fact that there's like guards at the Antarctica.
Yeah, there are guards at Antarctica that won't let you explore the Earth. Probably coincidence. You're open-minded, bro. Keep it up. Whitsitt gets it on YouTube, brother. WITSIT. So, yeah. Basically, I will just bring this up, right? So, whenever I was in like 4th grade or something, I had a TV rolled into my classroom, and it was Bill Nye the Science Guy. He's not actually a scientist. He's just an actor, but I digress. And so it was like, people used to think the Earth was flat. And it showed a boat falling off of it. And it said, well, then they realized that the boat disappears. That's because it goes behind the curvature of the Earth. That's how we found out that the Earth was a ball. This is what they teach children. What actually happens is you go out to the water, you see the boat disappear, and then if you pull out binoculars, you can see the boat again. And then it'll disappear again, and I can pull out my Nikon P900, zoom in, and I can see it again. The boat never goes behind a curvature of the earth. It just gets to where you can't see it anymore because you can't see forever. You have a limit to your perspective. It's called an angular resolution limit of your eyes. So when you stand at the end of a long hallway and it looks like the ceiling and the floor are converging, they're not actually converging and coming together. It just looks like that because you can't see forever. It compresses into a vanishing point that we call the horizon. So did I pull my P900 out and it turned into X-ray vision and I saw through the curve? Of course not. Now here's the real question. Why was I taught that in 4th grade? Because usually when you're telling the truth, you don't got to lie a lot. I'm just saying. So supposedly we know the Earth's a ball because boats disappear over the curvature of the Earth, but they don't do that. We can bring them back over and over and over and over. I have thousands of images to prove it, thousands of videos. See, I've been testing the Earth. I know it's not a ball. That's why I've been kicked off PayPal. I've been kicked off PayPal for being a flat earther. What a free country. Been kicked off Venmo. YouTube censors me, 1 strike away from termination. Been kicked off Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. I don't even cuss. I talk about the fact that they lied about the earth and the fact that the Creator made you and He loves you. Oh man, that's so dangerous. Better censor this guy. You can twerk half naked on YouTube and get 10 million views though. Right? See, yeah, it is dangerous. It's dangerous to the fact that they lied. And if you find out that all these countries are working together to lie about the earth, uh-oh. That changes everything. That's us versus them. I thought Russia and America were enemies. I thought Russia and China and America, we weren't all on the same team. I thought we were enemies. Well, no, we all just put our differences aside and agreed that the average people of the population cannot freely travel the earth past the 60th south latitude, called the Antarctic Treaty, founded within 1 year of the foundation of NASA, by the way. Just a coincidence. Speaking of where I was at, where that guy came up, the people that cast this lie onto you, they are Masonic Luciferians. They say this in their own literature, so, you know, ignorance really doesn't change fact. And so there's something called 666. It's the number of the beast. Let's see how many times this globe earth motto has 666 in it, coincidentally. So the circumference of the earth in nautical miles is 21,600. That's 6 times 6 times 600. The diameter of the moon is 2,160, 6 times 6 times 60. The Arctic circles, where they don't let you go, they're both north and south at 66.6 degrees. The curvature rate of the earth is supposedly 8 inches per mile squared up to 1,000 miles. That's 0.666 feet per mile squared. We're on a 66.6 degree tilt. We're traveling around the sun 66,600 miles per hour. In 1666, Isaac Newton had an apple supposedly fall on his head and he discovered gravity. Well, what's the number for gravity? 6.66666. Now, if you think that's all a coincidence, you're a coincidence there. You call me a conspiracy theorist. Dude, you know how much faith you have to have in this stupid model to think that that's just a coincidence? They're Luciferians. It's a trick. They had to stamp their number on it to see if you would fall for it. They adhere to natural law, which is where they have to tell you the truth, and you have to actually choose to trick yourself so that they don't get natural ramifications from it. They're not accounting for the metaphysical consequences, but I'll get to that in a second. They're Luciferians. Read their own literature. I read their literature. I was just in Washington, D.C. Albert Pike, the only Confederate soldier to have a statue outside in Washington, D.C., one of the most infamous Masonic literature authors ever. He tells you that they're Luciferians, and he tells you that the earth is flat. So, have you ever seen a symbol? It's got a G in it. Don't get it twisted. Not all Masons are evil, crazy Luciferians. Most of them don't know this. They don't tell you the secrets. They sit back and see if you figure it out, and they give you access to the library to see how long it takes you to figure it out. If you don't figure it out, you don't get taken to the 33rd degree. So anyway, these people, they don't allow you to be atheists and enter their club, but they wanted to see how many people in the world they could get to be an atheist. By the way, atheism doesn't exist. None of you are atheists. There's no such thing as an atheist. Because atheism is where you say you know for a 100% fact that there is no creator. No one could honestly say they know for a fact there's no creator. You are not an atheist, my man. You maybe are agnostic, which means you don't know. I got some good news for you, though. I know, and you can know the scriptures are true. They're just messed with. Yeshua, which people falsely call Jesus, was the real Messiah. But I'll get to that in a second. So they lied about the earth. The scriptures are literally true. They tell you that the earth has a firmament, but don't get it twisted. I know y'all just immediately clock out whenever I start talking about the Bible. Because, oh man, what are you, a Bible thumper? This crazy white boy. All right, so we'll hold off on that. What's that? So the Bible is not alone in the fact that it says the earth is flat. Every single ancient civilization's depictions say the earth is flat. Their cosmological interpretation. In fact, the heliocentric model wasn't even taught in America until about 100 years ago. This is a very recent lie. Well, we proved it. We went to the moon in 1969. Yeah, what happened? Oh. So again, I'm offering $100 cash to anyone that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth. I've been in many cities. We're going around the entire U.S. because I'm forcibly being censored on the internet. And the reason that I do this is to make a point. When I tell you that the Earth is flat, you want to laugh and say that I'm crazy. You immediately think I'm crazy. You want to laugh and make fun of me, right? Because I don't believe the Earth's a ball. But you don't even know what it is that you believe in and think I'm crazy for not believing in. You don't know how fast the Earth spins, how big it is, what tilt it's on, how fast we go around the sun, what the vacuum of space is. You know nothing about it. I've studied it for 5 years. I read the theory of relativity. I debate astrophysics professors 5v1. I know all about it. You cannot debate me, I assure you that. What's up? So $100 cash to anyone that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth model that I'm so crazy for not believing in. It's basically like if I go into a church and you tell me that the Bible's real today, you never read Genesis before. What a cool story. Your opinions are relevant. You're still sitting in a position of ignorance and blind faith to the government that lies about everything. The government lies about everything. But no, NASA's the exception. They would never lie. We give them $60 million a day. Okay, cool. You'll get there. You're open-minded. I thought that flat Earth was still alive. Look into it and you'll find out real quick. So in Congress they admit that they censor flat Earth. They call it dangerous misinformation. So if you Google flat Earth, you'll get something called the Flat Earth Society. Flat Earth or the Flat Earth Society. It's a CIA misinformation group. They think that the Earth is a disk in a solar system with circular planets and spherical planets around it, and we're shooting up and all this nonsense. No, every flat earther knows that the Earth is the bottom of everything. The entire sky resets over top of us, and the Earth doesn't move. One flat Earth group that doesn't get censored is called Flat Earth Society, and it's not even a real flat Earth group. They admit in Congress they censor it. $100 cash to anybody that answers 3 basic questions. I don't even have to plan them. I can just freestyle questions to you. I know I'm down to the literal mile, right? And I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm some genius. I just actually researched it. Most of you guys are just going to come up with a pic for the gram. Got to post a pic for the gram, bro. Full OG about to drop that album, though, bro. There are more important things than just walking through life like zombies, believing what the government says. There are people still walking around scared of the air. You know, you have something called lungs, right? And what these lungs do is they breathe oxygen. And so when you block the oxygen, it's not good for you because it's one of the things that keeps you alive. You don't need the government's permission to breathe oxygen. Oh, all hell Biden. He said we can breathe oxygen again as long as we take it. I can't even say the word or I'll get kicked off of YouTube. So you guys should know what I was about to say. As long as we get genetically modified. Yeah. This is no longer a free country. See, they used the word lockdown last year. Or what, but they started using the word lockdown. That's a prison term. I know people that have been in the pen. That's what happens. Well, you're in the pod, and then you have a curfew, the lockdown. I thought this was a free country. When does it lockdown? They don't even realize what's happening. They're taking over. They're building a new world order. Every country did it at the same time. Every single country. And freedom here and there. And they just know that they're conditioning you for the mark of the beast. Now you automatically want to check out because you think it's crazy, but you're here for a reason. I can guarantee that. They shut down last year on cue and all in agreement. There's a beast that you want to take it to buy stuff. The same year they told you to wear a mask one way away from Mark. What's up? You gotta stop. If you're gonna interrupt, you gotta say something.
I'm just saying it.
You're just not saying anything. You're just like doing. Say something.
I'm just saying it. I'm going like this. I like
Just hold this.
cut out everyone.
Like if you're gonna say something, man. I'm in the middle of talking to people. That's the 15th time.
4, I do 10. What do you mean?
Oh, like 10.
Okay, sorry. Apparently the audio is messing up or something. I don't know. Sorry. No, it's not even charged, man. We didn't ring the other one, of course. Okay, technical difficulties in a world where no one knows what the world is. Alright, anyway, they're conditioning you for the mark of the beast. So you should probably get right with the Creator while you still can. You know what Yeshua said when he was asked about the end? He said the deception will be so great if it were possible even the very elect would be deceived. And that the day shall be shortened for the elect's sake, for no flesh would survive. Well, guess what happened last year, the same year that the whole world shut down? We had the 20 shortest days ever recorded. The days are literally getting shorter. How do you fake that? Uh-oh. The earth is telling you what's going on. Because the sun moves over top of it, of course. You know, believe it or not, whenever you see a sunset, you look at the sun throughout the day, it moves through the sky, and then it sets. It's because it's moving through the sky. You know what they say? It's actually sitting still. You're just falling backwards 1,000 miles per hour, and it looks like that. I thought I was a conspiracy theorist. Anyway, also when Yeshua is asked about the end, he tells you that the sun will eventually no longer give its light, the moon will turn blood red, and we're told in Revelation there will be a mark of the beast. Right? Well, the entire world shut down, getting ready for a new world order, which is just on the back of your dollar bill, by the way, if you somehow didn't know that. It's in Latin, New World Order. The same year the whole world shut down and told you to wear a mask 1 letter away from Mark to identify yourself as you go into the store so you can buy and sell. They started scanning your wrist and scanning your forehead, and they're about to rush out something to identify you. They're going to rush out something to identify you. I can't even get specific. YouTube will literally terminate my channel. What a free country. Because this is the one thing they don't want you talking about. You can talk about aliens all day, though. The algorithms will prop you up. Oh, and if you fall for the aliens, you're not woke. You think you're so woke because you think there are aliens, dude. Okay, well, I've seen 7 UFOs in one night. The Germans had UFOs in the 30s. Ancient civilizations had UFOs. What a cool story. They're here. They're local. Yeah? And the fallen ones deceived the world once, and they're going to do it again. And they're not going to come from some intergalactic civilization thousands of light years away. Guess where they're going to come from? The ocean. The 70% unexplored ocean. That's why UFOs are always seen going in the ocean. And if you guys didn't know, the Pentagon was given a 180-day deadline to come out with UFO information, and it ended on June 1st. They're about to come out with their UFO report. So you need to get right and get ready for the deception, or you're going to fall for it. They're going to tell you, look, you're not going to age anymore. We can prevent you from dying. We reverse cell degradation. Just take this mark. You can telepathically communicate. Just take this mark. You guys are not ready. So I go around the world and I try to tell people, but honestly, I know that most people don't have ears to hear. But if a few people here actually listen, it's worth it. So they lied to you about the nature of the earth. And one of the reasons they did this is so that you wouldn't know there was a creator. So you have a spirit. Yeah. And masks are bad for you. And one of the reasons they told you to put masks on, not medical advice, or YouTube will literally terminate my channel, is because you were made in the image of the creator and you're hiding the image you were made in. So feel free to wad them up and throw them in the trash. The government doesn't give you permission to breathe the air, and you shouldn't be scared of it. It's what keeps you alive. And if you knew there was a creator, you wouldn't be scared of it either. And I don't speak based on what offends people. And take them off your children, because if you're scared, you shouldn't put them in a state. They trust whatever you tell them. And what you're telling them is something you're regurgitating that came from CNN. CNN. So let me tell you about another declassified document that none of you read. It's called Operation Mockingbird. Google it yourself. Operation Mockingbird says that the CIA took over the mainstream media. Classifieds from the 70s. So CNN, MSNBC, NBC, Fox News, they're all the same. The news anchors are CIA agents and admitted to be so. In fact, in Congress, when they asked them about Operation Mockingbird, said, "Are you saying that the anchors are actually agents?" The CIA representative responded, "We need to continue this conversation behind closed doors." You guys are listening to mainstream media that's literally the CIA. Their justification for this is they need to make sure that the public narrative that is believed is actually compliant with their geopolitical agenda at the time for national security purposes. Yeah, it's over 600 pages. Read it yourself. Operation Mockingbird, declassified. They just know people don't read. We just got to watch the news. The news tells us everything. We just got to watch a movie. What's up with Netflix, though? I'm just trying to get a couple million followers on the gram, bro. So again, since there's some new people out here, I'm offering $100 cash to anyone that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth. See a lot of people here apparently just got out of college, I'm assuming. This should be easy questions or basic metrics about the globe Earth that I'm supposedly crazy for not believing in, but I'm not trying to put you on the spot. No one gets the money ever. No one ever gets the money. These are basic questions. I'm not asking them to define the theory of relativity, which of course I can do and every other flat earther can do. See, they admitted in Congress they censor flat earth. And all you get is misinformation about flat earth. And if you type in flat earth on YouTube, you get 10 you can measure the earth, right? So I'm going to give a couple of the answers away right now to the questions I normally ask. They say the earth has a circumference of 24,901 miles. That means it has a radius value of 3,959 miles. For anyone that doesn't know, a radius is the distance from the center to the edge of a circle or a sphere. All right, draw a line from the center to the edge, that's the radius. The globe Earth's supposed radius is 3,959 miles. Now, based on geometry, what that means is we have to see the curvature of the Earth at 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. Now, I know a lot of people shut down when they hear math, but I'm not going to leave you hanging. What's the square root of 1? 1. What's 1 times 1.225? 1.225. So 1 foot off the surface of the Earth, if the Earth is what they said with the size and the shape they claim it is, you would see the curvature of the Earth at 1.225 miles away and no further than that. It's called geometry. We have an observation 1 foot off the coast of the surface of the Earth in Florida, and the horizon's over 10 miles away, requiring the radius value be 264,000 miles. Well, they claimed it's just under 4,000, and that's a little bit different than over 250,000. We falsified the radius. That's why they censored, because this isn't a debate. Neil deGrasse Tyson was supposed to debate infamous flat earther Eric Dubé. Guess what he did? Backed out. I thought Neil deGrasse Tyson was a scientist. He's the mainstream scientific communicator. He can't even debate it. You can't debate it. I debate astrophysics professors. I line the PhDs up and knock them down one by one. Typically 5v1, actually. I'm just a crazy flat earther. Then why am I dismantling and disintegrating every single PhD professor you can hand me? It's not about me. It's because the fact is the Earth is flat and you can't debate it. Yeah, the Earth's not spinning. That's why you don't feel like you're spinning. There's been no experiment in the history of mankind to show that the Earth is spinning. If you Google it, it'll tell you Foucault's pendulum, which doesn't have an independent frame of reference. It's attached to the Earth, and it doesn't start moving on its own. You have to move it. And it's from 1851. Yeah. They'll also tell you gyros, which is a joke. Gyros don't prove the Earth is spinning. It measures light. I'm not going to get too technical, so I won't get into all the truth bombs about light. But when they say speed of light, they don't know the speed of light. That's dumb. They're using light to measure light. That's a contradiction. In addition, light is travel from point A to point B, supposedly. That's how it has a speed. That's what speed is, right? Speed is travel from point A to point B. Well, we have something called the non-locality of light, the double slit experiment. It straight up shows you that basically light is instantaneous. See, light's already all around you, and based on the energy you put into the medium around you, it illuminates. There's a background. Oh, and don't worry, the heliocentric religion agrees. See, people think I'm crazy for not believing in the heliocentric model, but in 2021, in the theory of relativity, the best that we can do
Mapping out the universe, we're off by 95%. No, we're not 95% right. We're off by 95%. It's called dark matter and dark energy. I thought I was the crazy one. You blindly believe something that can't even be mathematically proposed yet. Guess what? I can mathematically propose my model all day because it's easy. The Earth doesn't move. That means it's moving 0 miles per hour. The Earth doesn't curve. It's flat. It's a topographical plane. We have mountains. We have valleys. Topographical plane. The sky resets around Polaris. Google star trails. Time lapse of star trails. I take them all the time. You can Google it. And what you will see, this blew my mind. I had never even heard of this. All the stars reset every single year in concentric circles around Polaris, the North Pole star, every year for all recorded history. The Egyptians built megalithic structures lined up with the same stars they are today. The Earth is not a spinning ball. If I'm so crazy for thinking this, you should be able to come have a conversation with me or come get my $100. It'd be an easy lick. I'll even tell you what the first question is. How many times does the globe Earth spin every 24 hours? I couldn't think of an easier question. How many times does the Earth supposedly spin every day? Did you not hear the question? What do you mean, what am I talking about? The Earth is not a ball, my man. That's what we're talking about. You see that water in your hand? Water always finds its level. See how he just tilted it to the side? It still found its level. And when he turns it back up, it'll still find its level. It's called fluid statics. Fluid statics necessitates water always finds its level. So how could 70% of a ball be level? It literally couldn't. You know why we put fluid in levels? Because it always finds its level. That's how we build things. That's how you have a house. It's called fluid statics. That's a natural law, by the way. You can't make claims antithetical to natural law without empirical evidence that can actually validate it. Oh man, this flavor is so stupid, I can't debate him. And I promise you can't. See, the second law of thermodynamics necessitates that pressure has a containment. That is an antecedent relationship, fancy word for requirement. It's actually in the word pressure. It presses on the walls of a container. So how could you have pressure sitting next to a vacuum? You couldn't. Entropy would increase and it would immediately seek spontaneous equilibrium, filling the available space. You couldn't have pressure sitting next to a vacuum. Gravity. People think they're smart because they just know how to say the word gravity like it's their god. They just invoke it blindly. Oh yeah, what's gravity? Define it. I know what it is, according to your religion. Most people say mass attracting mass. That's over 100 years outdated. You don't even know what it is that you just say words.
The hat they wear tells them it's flat.
Oh yeah, look, guys, y'all's hats are flat. That's what the Earth is. Nuh-uh. Yeah. Yeah. You must think the Earth's a tiny speck of dust and believe in evolution, huh? Oh, I don't know if you're being sarcastic. Yeah, I think you are, but it's all good. Maybe you're not. I apologize if you're not. But that's typically what people do. They actually self-project their intellectual insecurity via sarcasm. Not my problem, though. So, out of all these college grads, someone should be able to come debate the stupid, crazy flat earther, right? What's up with that? I dropped out of college. Should be a cakewalk. So I want you guys to know that you're special. You have a spirit. The Creator loves you. Don't go to a church or man-made religion. You don't need that. Yeshua rebuked religious leaders. The truth of the matter is that you're beautiful and you're made in the image of Him, and they're trying to rip your spirit from you, and they're trying to genetically modify you, and they're trying to get you ready for the mark of the beast. And I know you think it sounds crazy because religion sucks. I agree, religion sucks. Don't listen to men. Just go talk to the Father yourself. Read the scriptures for yourself. Fast and pray for yourself. Okay, because that's what I did. Catholicism, dumb. Methodist, dumb. Baptism, dumb. Religion sucks, okay? But you're not supposed to go to a church on Sun Worship Day when the Sabbath is Saturday. The truth is, this is the most lied about belief system in the world. They changed the main character's name. They changed his birth date. They changed all the different translations from the Hebrew manuscripts. They made up all kinds of stories. They made up all kinds of denominations. They didn't do that to Hinduism. They didn't do that to Islam. What's going on? Yeah. They lied about the truth, man. The truth is that you have a spirit. Science can't even explain your intuition or your memories. You have to have a spirit. There's a metaphysical reality to this world that is inevitable and is the only scientifically viable option or postulation that exists. You can't in any way pretend to explain existence without acknowledging there's a creator. So I just want you guys to know, man, I know you guys just post pic for the gram and nothing matters and I'm living 1,000,000 miles an hour, blah, 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 blah. oh, look, the government let us come out of lockdown, a prison term. But I want you guys to know, you need to know how serious what's going on around you is. They are building a new world order. And you can think it's crazy until you're walking around being identified with your little digital ID. And then it's all fun and games, huh? They're conditioning for the mark of the beast, scanning your wrist and scanning your forehead. You're going to have to be able to sustain yourself without living off a Babylonian system. Deception will be so great if it were possible, even the very elect would be deceived. So if you don't get it right before it happens, you're going to fall for it, and that's the unfortunate truth. You can't wait till the last minute. You can't wait till the last minute. It says deception will be so great, even the very elect would be deceived if it was possible. And I can already tell you, you guys were deceived this last year. The government said, oh, we're going in lockdown, be scared of the air, and you people fell for it. People are still scared of the air a year later. So...
10%, that thing's dead.
That thing's dead? Oh, dang. I'll just go live on my other one. Hey, I'm just going to go live on my other phone when this one dies. I'm just going to go ahead and end it then.
Okay.
If I needed that other one, man.
I know I can't.
You got it.
I'll take your plane.
I asked you where it was. You said it was in the truck. All right. Anyway, this phone's about to die, so I'm just gonna go live on my other iPhone because people are still gonna get this work as long as there's daylight. Thank you for the $15 super chat. I don't know if I can find it. I'm gonna keep preaching, bro. I gotta switch phones because the little thing that charges, it's dead. All right, so I'm gonna catch up with John in a second. I'm just gonna go live again. So you can speak truth unequivocally, the weak find contentment, the consensus of ignorance. And yeah, I'll see if I can save a little battery on here to check the cash apps instead. $WitsitGetsIt. All right, much love.